is Tori Smith, and I would like to do a child trafficking report for yesterday, Saturday the 20th of February, in which 112 children were picked up in China and then flown here by the Air Force, and then they were distributed to 7 locations. And there were 16 Air Force men, because they always, when these child trafficking companies that deliver the children to America, they always rape the children on the way, whether it be United States Southern Command or the Air Force or Army or Navy, whatever. And the 16 Air Force men raped 3 children each on the flight to Nellis Air Force Base, which is the Las Vegas MyLab. And 28 of these children were taken to Denver, and where they were gang raped by a group of 76 men. Military contractors, CIA, FBI, NSA, Army Special Ops, and Navy SEALs. And they were killed by the contractors and Army Special Ops. 12 children were taken to the Minneapolis, Minnesota MyLab, and they were gang raped by the men of Cargill Corporation. 12 of the top executives killed the children during rape. In Dallas, Texas, 6 children were gang raped by a group of 18 men of the Texas State Police, Secret Service, 12 Bush clones, and 6 of the Bush clones killed the children. By the way, George H.W. Bush's trial is over and he no longer exists. Barbara Bush's trial is over as well, and she asked to move into the light. So in other words, she asked to join the light, and she would obviously have to give up child trafficking and war crimes and everything else that she does. I mean, I don't know, because all the people who've moved into the light are under severely heavy, well, it's not like being in jail, but yet it is. 16 children were taken to Arlington, Virginia, where they were gang raped by a group of 46 men of DARPA, the CIA, FBI, NSA, and DHS. 10 children were taken to Langley, and they were gang raped by 56 males. And these, there was some kind of special party. They were selected as a reward for the Army Special Ops. Other war criminals were there, named Blackwater, XE, Infinity. More war criminals called the Army Rangers, and also CIA. And the 10 men that killed the children, they were selected because they murdered the most civilians, and that they had some kind of contest where the war criminal soldiers who murdered the most civilians were rewarded by getting to murder the child during rape. The Pentagon, 26 children were gang raped by a group of 178 males who averaged 3 children each. And, you know, I think I asked about that because that's like 26 children getting raped 600 times, almost nearly 600 times. That's a lot. And then 26 high-ranking men were selected to murder the children. And then, to make it even more special, what happened yesterday, that a group of 4 men got together in the basement of the White House, which is another location connected to this child trafficking operation. But the difference is in the basement of the White House is they don't do what they do in the other laboratories. They don't create the temporals, the biological and chemical weapons, and the artificial intelligence drones. And the basement of the White House is strictly to rape children. And yesterday, Barack Obama, Joe Biden, the new Attorney General, and the new Director of the American Division of the CIA all raped and murdered little girls. Barack Obama raped and murdered a 7-year-old girl. Joe Biden murdered his, I think his 105th child, a 9-year-old girl. The new Attorney General raped and murdered a 10-year-old girl, and the new CIA director for the American Division raped and murdered a 9-year-old girl. And I've come in contact with these two men. Both of them have 58%, both of them are 58% reptilian, 10% amphibian, and the rest human, which offhand I believe is 32% human. And, you know, they came in this morning in their temporal bodies, and, but they do, when they come into our homes, a lot of times they use these weapons on us, and so while it's happening, you really don't, you know what I mean, it's really hard to connect to someone's DNA when they're in a temporal body and then are using weapons on you at the time. And so I'm going to look into more of their identity, and I know a lot of people are probably thinking, well, are you talking about the woman, Loretta Lynch? Well, no, they killed her a long time ago. Loretta Lynch has already been born. It's been, it was either last summer or the summer before. You know, things are starting to melt together a little bit. But, see, the problem with the clones, and they're also having this problem with the Bush clones. Clones only have basically two needs, and that is to satisfy their own lusts and to ensure their own survival. And, you know, a lot of clones, since they don't have souls, they love to murder people. And they love to rape children, and they love to, you know, use drugs like heroin and cocaine and all of that, you know, because it makes them feel good. Well, the problem is they don't care about anything else. They can't make decisions, and people have been so used to having Bush and Cheney and other people like Elizabeth Windsor, who some call the Queen of England. Remember the Pope, that bullshit child trafficking organization called the Vatican. What was his name? Jorge Bergoglio. Remember him? Well, now they just have a clone to replace him. There's 12 that were arrested out of the Vatican and 19 Bush members. And, well, it was a group of 819 that were arrested, and their trials, you know, are well underway, except some of them are finished. And, but the clones can't make decisions. So, you know, they lost their cohesiveness a long time ago, and now most people are fighting over who gets to be the boss, who's the new leader of the, you know, the Illuminati, New World Order, Cabal, whatever it is you want to call them. They generally call themselves Illuminati. But the clones don't care about any of that, so it has become a lot more difficult. And something else happened today. The vibration of something went way up. Which is nice because it keeps going up and up and up. It's not continuous. Sometimes we have bursts here and there, and today, Sunday the 21st of February, the energy was much, much lighter. And, but I just wanted to share with that, as I share every day. I got a message from someone, and they you know, again, people keep asking me over and over, where do you get your information? Well, the answer to that doesn't change. And I read directly out of people's DNA, and also I connect to DNA or whatever, read information about it. I go and verify from other locations, including the Hall of Justice, the Hall of Research, the Hall of Charts, and I also speak to my spirit guides, my angels, and many other people in heaven. And they call that being a medium. It's not channeling. Of course, most people say they're channeling, but they're not. They're clairaudient, meaning they're hearing someone talk to them. But channeling is when you leave your body, another soul enters your body, and the only way that you know what was said is you either have to record your body with the other soul in it, or you have to have other people sitting around writing down because you are gone. That's what channeling is. It's not, oh, I heard a message from, you know, a dark entity CIA agent, and I wrote it down in my blog. Because heaven doesn't just come down and tell us our future. It doesn't work like that. You have to work your ass off to be able to speak with heaven and to get messages clearly. And thank you again for your prayers for these children. It's just unfortunate that we have a government that would rape and murder children in the basement of the White House, but this has been going on for years. Thank you. I hope you have a nice Sunday.